Jack Film have big forehead. I turn Jack Film big forehead into horror movie for the YIAY intro competition because it doesn't fucking matter. I'm not getting picked. So like
This penultimate submission comes from your pal Taylor.
tried it. That's what matters. Yeah, my handwriting is awful. Anyways, for the story I had something much more ambitious in mind, but that didn't matter because, I'm not gonna put time into this. Anyways, the original idea was that we have Mr. Jack Film here. No, people won't recognize him. There we go, that's better. Just like him. Anyways, we had Mr. Jack Film, and he would be on like a, it would be like a, you know, a Wolverine style type thing, or Captain America, where they would like, where you'd have like, you know, needles and whatever in his arm to make him like the perfect super soldier, you know, steroids. But I realized that if I was gonna do this, I'd have to animate him like flailing around and then breaking free and then killing the scientists, and you know, my shitty work ethic came up with a much better idea. Scrap all of that, and then we just have a hospital type fucking perspective. We have a hospital hallway, and it's like day, and it's like, you know, this is the normal operation, and then we have one where it's like nighttime, and it's like evil now, and then and then our main character, instead of being Jack Film, we have like the cop. Look, he's a policeman. And then we have Jack Film, Warhead Man, attack cop, like that. That's the idea my shitty work ethic came with, because when we skip this whole scene, we add a shit ton of atmosphere. We get that for free, and we don't even have to put in that much work. Maybe just like a reverse gunshot noise that just goes, you know, into the next scene, and like nobody notices. God, I did not put much effort into this story at all. Let's go on to stealing some assets. What is up, my primitives? That's right, we blended now. First thing we have to do, find a way to fill the void. Oh yeah, and delete the default cube. Wait, a room is a cube, so we actually need to re-add the default cube. I'm a genius. That's a plane. Scale up, extrude, add some edge loops, and we have a hallway. Now we can add some doors, and boom, it just looks like it's made of clay. So let's hop on over to ambientcg.com, formerly cc0textures.com, and grab some hospital-like textures. Slap those textures on, and we should change the door. Let's just select faces on the door, and I have decided not to change the door textures. We'll also add a custom YIAY bloodstain that made in Photoshop that definitely won't add any problems later on. And boom, like that, we have a decrepit hospital. Great place to take the kids. Now we just need to add the forehead man himself. So we're just gonna find a look-alike on Adobe Fuse. Now Adobe Fuse has some cool features, like no official support. The application doesn't launch unless you click with the mouse button and just repeatedly hit enter until it eventually gives up and submits and decides to arise from its slumber. And now, Adobe Fuse even includes improper scaling. It's great. I love it. Now that we're in Fuse, we just have to find a model that looks like Jack Film. And by looks like Jack Film, I mean looks nothing like Jack Film. To remedy this, we just have to hop on back over to Blender. So let's just yoink a picture of younger Jack and just poorly replace a bunch of the faces on the head with that until we get something actually really cursed. Now while this is close to Jack Film, I think we can get a little closer by just grabbing the top of his head and just... yeah, like that. Oh shit, it looks just like him! Now we just need to make Monster Jack, and to do that, all we have to do is just... modeling is easy. And now what we do is we need to get some animation, so let's just go to Miximo. So we take Monster Jack, we upload it to Miximo.com, and now we just need to look for a scary walk cycle. Or maybe just a dumb one. While we're here, we're also gonna grab a cop model and some animations for that too. To make the scene seem darker, I want to give the cop a flashlight. However, I don't want to actually change the animation because then again, shitty work ethic, don't really mix together. So what I did instead was I took the gun model I planned on using and added a flashlight in Blender. It's honestly the easier way of doing things. I even gave it a little button. Look at the detail, wow. To make this effect work, we need to construct a family tree. So what we do is we take the light and we make it the child of the gun, which basically means it'll follow its location. And then the gun is actually the child of the armature of the right hand of the police officer, meaning that the light is the grandson of the police officer's hand. Maybe I could have used a different analogy for this. To introduce the cop, what I really wanted to do was I wanted the pistol to come up into frame and basically the cop to walk into frame with it. To do that, all I had to do was animate 2 bones on the armature, and then he'll just walk into frame, and then the camera will follow him. My favorite thing about designing a set before you actually put any models in is that the scale is all fucked, and it just looks so natural. I mean, look how big these doors are compared to our officer. That just makes me feel very, very not mad at myself for messing that up. I also realized that if I wanted to get a reverse shot, then I would need to model more of this hallway. So let's just, we're just gonna yeah. Problem solved. For the POV shot, all I did was I just decapitated a cop in a 3D editing program, FBI, and then parented the camera to where his head would have been, and we get the effect. This would have worked great, but the cop turned back around to facing at the YIAY thing, and it just looks like he's shooting the bloody wall, which is not what we want. So I just forced him to stay in the same space with some keyframes. It was only very noticeable in the final product. So to make the gun shots, I'm gonna duplicate the flashlight, move it up to where the gun is, increase the intensity, and then keyframe that light so we get a flash. Oh, it's so cute. Look at that little gun muzzle. For the last shot, the camera is gonna follow Jack as he goes down the hallway to the cop. But I wanted it to have some camera shake to make it like, you know, more intense. So I'm gonna follow Ian Hubert's camera shake tutorial. Excellent tutorial. It's only a couple minutes long, and I'm sure it'll turn out great. So I actually messed it up, but I got this weird, like, kind of like movement where it kind of like in the last couple things where it's kind of like rotates based on his foot. So that's what I'm gonna use because I'm so tired. Now we just have to render for multiple hours, and let's hope that I didn't make a dumb mistake somewhere. And now that it's all rendered, we just have to put the sequence together, and oh god, it says
YIAY.
Instead of... Now, contrary to popular belief, I did not actually misspell this YIAY. Just because I'm dyslexic doesn't mean that I did it. Somehow the UV map got flipped when I was readjusting everything, and we have this just glaring error in the final product. Oh wow, look at all this work. Guess it's useless. The solution was easy, just flip the scenes, but I forgot to do it in one of the shots, which created this continuity error where the cop switches from being left-handed to right-handed. Jack didn't see my mistake, but it will haunt me for the rest of my life. So let's talk about sound. Sound is just as important as visuals. Too bad I suck at sound editing. So I just added some crickets to the background, some footsteps and gunshots, and then I just put reverb on it all. I'm really not an expert or good at it at all. Music was taken from the YouTube audio library, which is a great library for music that will also ruin every YouTube video you watch after you start using it. The problem is it's hard to find horror music that doesn't drop into another song. So I just took the first 2 parts of 2 songs and it worked well. I also remembered that this is supposed to be an intro, so I just added YIAY 570, and a lot of YIAY questions are derived from inside jokes from Jack's Films channel, so I just chose a family-friendly topic. Now I'm done. Hopefully nobody will ever see this.
You call this a shitpost in the beginning. And look, hey, your pal Tyler.
Took you 2 tries, Jack. So Jack's creative council made the big mistake of choosing my film. And to be honest, I'm actually quite honored. It was fun to see Jack actually like take off his headphones during some parts because he didn't want to like be jump scared. Now I know that that's what he fears. But anyway, I just want to say a thank you to Jack's creative council and you fucking asshole. Why? Mohammed, no. But sincerely, I want to thank the creative council for picking me. I want to thank Jack's Films for then putting my submission in the video that he released because that's where a lot of you guys came from. My intro submission has over 2,000 views on my YouTube channel, which is crazy. My channel grew like 6 times over. I know that people kind of like these 3D films that I kind of made. I made an Among Us one later. Don't watch it. It sucks. It's cool to see that people came to this channel because they liked kind of this expansion of a joke into something else. And, you know, that's kind of something I'd like to do more of. So if you want more of this, like, behind the scenes and, like, making memes into kind of films type thing, let me know in the comments. Anyways, guys, consider subscribing and enjoy the rest of your day. See you later.